I think one of the big reasons why you might bring Polaris is actually...
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero War Central, and in this video we're going to do a little bit of Polaris gameplay and leveling and all of that. There's two huge reasons to level up Polaris. First and foremost, this task or set of tasks right here, evolving Polaris to 6 stars, promoting Polaris to red, leveling up Polaris' gift of the elements to 30, so on and so on and so on, to get the Winterfest baubles, which you use to decorate the tree, which then you get the Winterfest coins that you use to send gifts to your guildmates and friends and all of that. So you are incentivized a little bit to level her up, but you know, is she worth leveling? I don't know. The other side of it is should you level her up as a good hero to supplement your team, your mage team, your what have you. One of the things that I think a lot of with Polaris, and I'm just going to go ahead and start leveling up right now. One of the things that I really like about Polaris is the fact that since you can reduce the magic defense of an enemy line, you pair her with heroes that do big magic damage, but not quite enough, like say Amira or Arachne or somebody like that. You know, she's a nice little addition, nice little she's a control hero, but she's a nice little support addition, right? My plan is to actually pair her with Arachne and Maya, and let's show off one of those little fights real quick, just to see how it goes, just to see if she can tank like I think she can tank. So this is a very common high-end popular team that you're going to see on defense in Clash of Worlds and in the Guild War and Arena and all of that. And my initial assumption was to use a team that looked like this. Okay, Astaroth with Axel is pretty strong against Iris. You could easily use a hero like Rufus here to counter the damage output from Iris, but Rufus has such low armor that I don't really care for that too much. And aside from that, aside from just countering Iris, you don't really need Rufus. So we're just going to use Astaroth with Axel, which is not as good as Rufus, but still pretty good. This team doesn't quite have the juice. Morgan to counter Rufus is okay. The idea behind this team is Maya is going to collapse the enemy together, and then you have Arachne and Polaris doing stun locks to that core line, and Polaris damage dealing that she does, hitting that core. I initially thought that this was going to be the team, and I don't think it's going to be the team against this line anymore. I don't know if Polaris doesn't have enough skins yet. I don't know if this is just the wrong team to use. If we switch things up and go with a more traditional, countering line here, put in, we got to use Morgan here, and then we use the Heidi, Dorian, Iris line, put the correct hero, the correct pets on here. Using this line right here, you have a much higher probability, a much higher chance of beating a team like this, especially with Morgan's new skin. It's just a much stronger line against this more common, Dante, Iris team with Sebastian. And there's going to be some variance. You're going to see some losses in here, probably maybe a 10 to 20% losses. Well, here we are. Yeah, see, there's one. You're gonna have a lot of losses here and there with it, so it's not going to be guaranteed 100%. But this team is still going to be the go-to team against a lot of the Dorian lines. I don't think that Polaris is an answer to, Dante lines. I don't think Polaris is an answer to Dante whatsoever, if you ask me. I think that we have to find something else, and with a little bit of exploration, I'm sure that we will find something. I wanted to try this out. This being like the most meta, if you want to call it meta, the most meta defensive team. I wanted to see how the improved Corvus with armor skin holds up. Corvus already had higher armor than Rufus, and already had high enough armor to basically just laugh at Dante. Obviously, it's the heroes behind the tank that get killed by Dante, but a couple of lucky dodge procs from Heidi, and then the only real issue is keeping alive versus Iris, and the bonus healing and the bonus armor and everything from Morgan is enough. I'm not happy to see this. I'm actually not happy to see this, that Corvis and Morgan still can't tank really against Iris. Probably need to, very, very low win chance there. So what I've learned today in the first, I don't know, 6 hours or so of having the new Winterfest skins and the new Polaris is I don't know that you would still... I don't know that you would use them now all of a sudden against Dante. I really don't think that that's still the way to counter Dante lines. That there are so many ways to counter Dante lines, especially like this. You know, you could just, honestly, you could just do Morgan tank. If we're being completely honest, I think. So where does Polaris work? I'm not sure yet. I think that, you know, her energy gain block for the front line, I think, you know, obviously against teams that don't have Sebastian are going to be a good opportunity. Like this one right here, pretty good Kark team against a team like this with no Sebastian, which, you know, how many teams are going to not use Sebastian? You know, that's I don't know. Let's stick to Corvis and Morgan, and then we'll try that core team of Arachne and Maya and the new hero Polaris. Let's do Oliver. Actually, we can probably put Biscuit on here now. No Sebastian. We'll put Albus here. We'll put, I guess, Mara still. Oliver, and then Chorus, I guess. I don't know. Axel, maybe? Yeah. So I don't know how often you're going to see a team like this without Sebastian. But, you know, Morgan kind of soft counters Kark. Ching Mao, oh, man. The Jorgen locking down. That's, oh man, see yeah, maybe Polaris still isn't good enough, but you know, our girl #1 Stunna looks like it's still gonna prevail because the healer sucks on the enemy team, and you know, no Oliver team pets. I don't know, guys. I don't know where to use Polaris on offense, but one of the things, guys, that I have noticed. Got to find a team with Morgan in it. Here we go. That's not a really good frontline team. You know what? Let's just make our own here. Let's just make our own Max. We're gonna test this out. So okay, all right. Let's drop this guy out. This is what I'm hoping to do. This is what I'm hoping that. This is what I think is going to end up being the big reason why people will bring Polaris to a fight. You have Rufus here, low armor, high health tank, usually in to protect against Iris, right? That's basically his only use in the meta right now. Obviously protecting against magic damage too, but you know, we know that Isaac is much better protecting against well, I mean, are we really not going to do enough damage here? Are we really not going to do enough damage here to my Rufus? Okay, let's try this out. This is the test that I'm hoping to try out. You bring Rufus against magic damage teams. You bring Rufus against Iris, right? Isaac is still better against magic damage teams, absolutely. But the thing that I'm wanting to test here is how well Polaris can actually block the resurrection block. Since this is a skill and it has to hit, it can miss, right? So I think one of the big reasons why you might bring Polaris is actually to, well, now we have the alchemy potion from Jet. Okay, so it still didn't work. Okay. Well, so the idea, guys, is if you have a Polaris and the enemy has a Morgan, you can still potentially use Rufus against Morgan, because this ability right here, oh no, is it this one right here? Yeah, the Violet ability. Whenever an enemy dies, Morgan summons their skeleton, even if they attempt to resurrect. The chance to summon a skeleton from a fallen enemy is lowered if the target's level is above 130. So I think this actually can be blocked by Polaris. I haven't actually seen it work, but I think it can happen, right? I think it can happen. So you might start seeing on defense those Rufus, Dante, Sebastian, Iris, Polaris teams on defense. You might start seeing it. I know it sounds crazy, but you might start seeing that. Polaris's frozen shield thing might shore up Rufus's lack of armor a little bit, make things a little better in that regard. But if there's a chance to block Morgan from blocking Rufus's revive, then that's going to add even more randomness to that defensive team. Going to get you some wins when maybe you probably shouldn't. So might be worth thinking about. I know that, you guys don't want to hear more about Dante Rufus lines or whatever, but something to think about, I guess, right? So I don't know. Let me know in the comment section down below what team you found good with Polaris. I was going to dump a lot of effort into her today. A ton of skin stones, a ton of glyphs, a ton of runes, a ton of artifact pieces. But after doing some team fight testing with her, I'm just not sure. I do want to level her up for the tree resources, but guys, I'm just not sure about her yet. Hope everybody is having a wonderful week. I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.